Why am I zoomed in all the time?
Because your face is beautiful.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I don't know what's going on.
You okay? What were you thinking?
Just backgrounds and things.
Oh,
I feel like I'm in a lineup somewhere.
I'm
Oh, you like this? Should I be like this too?
gonna sit back and relax,
Snack.
snacking on some ice. You know I love my ice. What you eating on?
I'm not eating it on camera, girl.
Oh, I just remember you used to be so shy. Like, you know what I started doing? I just started cutting it up and putting it in a cup.
That's too much work.
I hear the BBs.
Do you? Gosh.
The BBs. Hi.
It's like they're quiet all day, and then I have to do something, and it's like, ah!
They gotta be seen because you ain't with them. They gotta be seen. So let's see. Make sure we're showing on YouTube. Usual. You like how I put you up on live?
By myself?
Yeah.
Really? I was busy looking at stuff. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I could have been picking my nose. Let me set the stage. Pull my pants up. I'm like sensitive to like bright lights and stuff. Like I can't.
You might be a highly sensitive person.
I probably am.
Okay, let's see.
I don't know what that means, but
oh yeah, look at us looking all pro. Okay, let's see. Wait. Oh yeah, look at us looking all pro. I gotta promo. Promo. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna turn it off in a second. We got one viewer. Is it me? Oh, it's me. It is me.
We going live.
Without broken traditions.
Whew. I feel so out of my routine.
Why? Just because
everything's upside down, Yeah.
Yeah, that's root ungrounded kind of stuff.
And then that stuff.
Did they ever find? Yeah, did they ever find out what happened? I don't know if you want to share, but
I mean, whatever. So in my neighborhood where I live, there was a shooting yesterday, and it shook the whole neighborhood, right? Because it's a very safe, very family-oriented. Everybody here moves here for the school districts. Everybody has 2, 3, 4 kids in their family. Kids are always just out unsupervised. I mean, it's that kind of neighborhood, riding their bikes and just doing, huh? Mine aren't, because I'm crazy. my kids don't leave the property, okay? But I mean, there's kids everywhere. It's very safe. Everybody they say it takes a village. Everybody's looking out for other people's kids. Slow down, watch out for this. Whatever. Everybody's walking their dogs and hiking trails and stuff. Anyways, yesterday there was a shooting, not too far from my house. Like I could see it from my house, basically. And they found out he was a 20-year-old guy who lived in the neighborhood. We just found that out on the news today.
Because they said it was road rage. I remember when you...
yeah, but the street that I live on, they were driving like 50 or 60 down that little street. Not the main road, the little street, the windy street to get to my house.
Yeah. To your what?
Yeah.
Were they on something?
I don't know. But someone was shot and killed. And so it's weird. Yeah. I mean, and I've lived places where people, I mean, this is not, it just wasn't expected here. So it's kind of like you let your guard down for a second and then you're reminded, hey, you're not safe. Like,
girl, tell me. That's why my guards stay up.
That's the theme of our situation, though, isn't it? It's like, it's just safety. Like, when are we safe? How do we feel safe?
Never safe, especially being minorities. We ain't never safe. Ever.
Never, ever, ever.
And I hate that. Like, I hate that. It's like you can never feel safe. You can never feel secure. And as soon as you do.
Oh, that's what the guy said when I came outside and asked what happened. He was like, Like, that's not how you supposed. I think there was a language barrier.
Yeah.
Ish. Like, I mean, he wasn't trying to communicate with me. Yeah, but dang. So yeah, so that's going on. Our house is being worked on, so it's just crazy.
That's fun though. Those are good. Well, besides the shooting, those are good problems to have.
But it's stress. I mean, even though it's in a good way. Like I was talking to my husband, I was just saying, like, even though moving is a positive, like sometimes it can be a positive thing. Like, hey, we're moving to a nicer home or a home that suits our family better or area we like. It's still moving, and it's on that list. And I'm sure you've seen it. Everybody's seen the list of stressors, death in the family, loss of a job, change of a job, moving. And there's like a test for stress. I don't know if you've seen it, but like there's like 50 points, 10 points, 50 points for the following things. Did you give birth to a child?
Send me that.
Let me find it.
So people can have some empathy. I'm like, y'all bitches, y'all ain't been through half of what I've been through.
Oh,
not you. I'm saying in general, like people in general.
Okay. Well, I don't know. There's all these tool. Perceived stress scale. Ooh, you want to do
Life
this?
is stress.
Did you hear that?
Life is. That's why I said beam
for
me
each of the. Do you want to do this? This is gonna be interesting.
Let's do it. Ain't nobody watching anyway.
Right? Get you a piece of paper or something. Or
I got my paper, boo boo. I got my paper.
Okay. Perceived stress scale. Okay. So for each question, choose from the following alternatives.
Oh no, I don't
0 is never.
Oh, this is different. We're just gonna have to do it by.
I think this is a different one. This is something else. Ooh. I mean, there's all kinds, but this is exciting.
Not exciting.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, I mean, my stress is probably a million. I already know. Everything is stressful. I don't feel
a million.
Safe.
You said a million.
Oh,
this is different.
Hypervigilant.
Oh, yes, the American Institute of Stress. The hell?
Who paying them? The American Institute of Stress.
I don't know. Somebody. Take the test now. Oh, don't even tell. This is who paying them. Pay $20 to take the test.
Right?
Nope.
You stressed as hell. Send your email. Come on.
All right, so let's do this. Oh, it's only 10 questions.
Okay, I can do that.
And this isn't the one I was talking to, but let's do it. So 0 for never, 1 for almost never, 2 sometimes, 3 fairly often, 4 very often. Okay.
Girl, you could probably answer for me, Sue. I don't even need to take the test.
1, in the last month, how often have you been upset because of something that happened unexpectedly?
Unexpectedly? I mean, I'd be expecting the worst, so I can't say.
Put it down. 2, in the last month, how often have you felt that you were unable to control the important things in your life? Holy
30.
shit.
How many days was it a month? 30?
I'm gonna mess around and have a heart attack. In the last month, how often have you felt nervous and stressed?
How many days in a month? Girl,
we did just have February, so basically just count February and March. Yeah, that's what I think. Right. Number 4, in the last month, how often have you felt confident about your ability to handle your personal problems?
Half the time, maybe 15 days. It's like in the last month, the ancestors or something. The ancestors or something be making you get up and every day and do the work. Like, damn, I don't want to.
In the last month, how often have you felt that things were going your way?
0.
This is you laughing. That's a stress laugh.
I got a beautiful feeling. Nothing is going my way.
Oh my God. In the last month, how often have you found that you could not cope with all the things that you had to do? Could not cope or just didn't do it?
Days in a year. It's the same old kind of stress. Ooh.
In the last month, how often have you been able to control irritations in your life?
0.
In the last month, how often have you been? Oh, in the last month, how often have you felt that you were on top of things?
10 days, maybe 10 days.
On top of what things? No, just kidding.
Well, I want to be on top of some things. Can we make it happen? Can we make it happen? Maybe I would be less stressed if I would get on top of some things, you know?
Well, get on it, girl. Ooh. In the last month, how often have you been angered because of things that happened that were outside of your control?
Like Ted Cruz 2 days ago.
Oh Lord, them racist babies.
5 days with 28, 29, whatever days was a month.
Here's the final question. In the last month, how often have you felt difficulties were piling up so high that you could not overcome them?
Every day.
Add it up. Add it up.
And you wonder why I say beam me up. Who wants this? This ain't living. This ain't living.
All right, you want to know
Ba-da-ba.
what your situation is? Oh, I'm gonna live.
What's yours?
Scores ranging. Wait.
Girl.
Oh. Ooh. First, they tried to trick you. First, reverse your scores for questions 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 7, and 8.
Okay, you were keeping score, so I don't know.
Keeping score of what? I wasn't keeping track of your score.
Oh, I wasn't. I thought you were keeping track. I told you I couldn't find my pen.
I can't. It's too much stress for me. You weren't giving me numbers, though.
Oh, was it a scale? I told you every day. Every day. Lift me up, Lord.
Lord. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Lord. 5.
All you want is
7. Ooh,
love
no.
every day.
And 8.
Lift me up, Lord. Love.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how that changes anything. I don't really care, I guess. Anyways, stress is stress.
I mean, how can you be like Black and not be stressed every day? I mean, I don't know.
Be a woman and not be stressed, right?
Right? Like, and we both, we intersectional. I'm Black, natural, queer. I guess I'm LGB, somewhere on the, I'm somewhere on the LGB, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. God damn.
Here's the top 5 most stressful life events include death of a loved one, obviously, divorce,
Got him.
moving,
Not yet. Got him.
major illness or injury, or job loss. So those are the.
Been through all of that.
So those are boo boo.
Boo boo in a picnic basket.
Over here.
I wish Broken Traditions would put that song on like Spotify or something so we could use it. Going live. Yeah, I was gonna say because I sensed because I feed off of, and that gives me a lot of anxiety because I feed off of others people's anxiety, and you had a lot of anxiety.
Dang, don't be putting that on me.
I'm not putting it on you. I'm saying I'm putting it on myself. Like
I know, but then it makes me feel like, oh, I'm stressing people out. I gotta control.
Oh, now you're feeding off of my anxiety. It's a vicious cycle. You got hair in your nana?
Yeah.
Choke on it, girl.
Oh, because my daughter needed me to put her hair up.
Oh, she's adorable. I need to spend time with her. I need a day. We need a girls' day. I can't. Did you see I canceled my trip?
You're like booked. Oh, bliss or whatever. Then you're like, cancel.
Oh, like I can't be out there like this. It's expensive.
You're like, who am I? Who am I trying to be right now? Got the bubble guts. I got to be on that brat diet.
Nobody listened to the episode, so
I thought we were supposed to have all of Cali listen to the episode.
We are not codependent because nobody likes us, and we still keep going.
I like us. We are okay by me,
too. And I love you.
I love you too.
You know,
and I love me too.
Exactly, and I love me some.
Right?
Right.
So
I remember that.
nobody else. I know a handful of people who listen to everything. I had a friend reach out and she was like, I had a nightmare. I saw the title of the episode and I thought you and Sean were getting a divorce. I'm like, dang.
Hey, why she gotta put that? That's funny. But yeah, I don't know where you want to start. We had a lot of stuff to talk about. Poetic Justice, Supreme Court nomination.
I enjoyed that. I mean, I want to talk about both of them.
But I guess that's, it depends on what your mood is when you watch.
See, that's interesting. That's interesting, though, because we were talking about different scenes, and I was like, man, that was hilarious. And you were like, that made me sad. I was like, oh.
That was some Kevin Samuels stuff. Tell them about the scene you were talking about.
Oh, the scene I was talking about. Okay, so Mo and I watched Poetic Justice over. We had a talk, like a little text chat or whatever, last week talking about movies that we saw when we were children or like younger, and how interesting it would be to see them again as adults and interpret them and kind of see, what we missed or just kind of, just rewatch. So we watched Poetic Justice, and we were going to, I guess we could talk about it, but we were texting today, and I said there was a scene that cracked me up, and it's when Janet Jackson and Tupac are driving in the mail van, and they get on each other's nerves, whatever they're trying to be. I'm too good for you. You're too good. That kind of attitude. So Janet says, stop the car. Yeah. She's like, I'll get out. Whatever. Because he was trying to talk to her. She was just ignoring her, right? And then she was just like, F you. And then he's like, F you too. And they were just, F you. I'm going to F you up. Come to Cal.
First of all, this click you claim. West Side when we ride coming.
Okay. But they were just, what was that?
I heard a thump and a do-do-do. A do-do-do-do.
I hope that wasn't a child that thumped. That was loud.
Go check, girl.
I'll be right back. Check on my
Check for the chillums. Check for the chillums. Children thumping. See, how can you not be stressed? Children thumping all over the place. I mean, life is stress.
Oh, no, I put the...
No, that's daddy.
This is how it is. This is so professional. I'm so professional.
But I love it because professional is fake. Like, it's always like you got to give this crisp, clean. That's why I love it, the YouTubes and stuff. Kevin's like, people hate Kevin Samuels, but I got to say, Kevin Samuels really inspired me for the YouTubes because he'll be on there.
I've never watched him.
He'll be late. Just watch one. Because how you going to say?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to say. I don't know anything about him, but well, that's part of why. That's part of why I don't want to work for anybody else. I would like to work for myself. I would like to make this something, or
I would love that. In the meantime, I got to work for someone else.
Yeah. Did I get hurt?
I don't know.
I got something on my nose. A scratch? I probably scratched myself. I'm sitting here looking all kind of whatever. Anyways, that scene was hilarious. They were like, F you too. And it was just going on, like, it went on longer than it needed to. That's what made it comical.
Yeah, because it was ridiculous. So it made it ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love them together, though. They were cute.
Right? And who was he with? He was with like Quincy Jones' daughter or something before he died or something.
Rashida Jones?
No, another one. And it was like, oh, that's sad. Tupac, man. Why do the good ones die?
You know what got me, though? And I texted this to you. Is the likeness between him and Kobe is like shocking to me. Like, they look a lot alike.
Where's he from?
Who?
Tupac.
Wasn't he? We went on the wine tour. He's up here from like somewhere up here. San Rafael or something.
Yeah,
remember they announced it? Yeah, something up here. He's from the Bay.
Tupac Amaru.
I didn't know his teeth were like that. I was like, oh, your teeth kind of jacked up. And your nails dirty.
Remember, you know who teeth we used to always jack on? You know who teeth we used to always talk about?
I know a couple people.
Us, the two of us.
The blender teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Shiggy.
Shamar Moore.
Oh. Trying to say Suge Knight. Sugar.
I love you. I can't.
Shamar Moore than his little chip tooth in here.
Yeah, he fixed it though because
I thought you were talking real life. Clown on her teeth too. Egg beater teeth. We said something.
That makes me mad. It's like y'all have all this money and y'all ain't going to the dentist.
I don't think he had that money like that yet.
He did, but he was on Young and the Restless and stuff. But I'm not even him.
Oh,
like,
Shamar Moore. I thought you were I was like, you know how these student loans be doing.
He's foolish. He's foolish.
Continue.
But it's just like these people have all this money and don't go to the. I'm like, you cannot be a billionaire and have fucked up teeth. Like, why are your teeth looking like that, sir?
Well, that's how I feel about people who drive around with their car jacked up. Like, you ain't got insurance. Like, you couldn't get that fixed up. Why you got duct tape holding up something?
Tailpipe dragging. Heater don't work.
You know what I loved about Poetic Justice 2 was the music.
Yes,
and it's
but
just,
I
music is so.
I loved it, but it was also it's like, what is that one? With Nia Long and stuff.
The Best Man?
No, Nia Long,
because that's on the list of movies I want to watch.
But they all have this, like, Coal Train in the background, Miles Davis, those little
jazzy.
Yeah, he said he would talk to me, but the flower dropped in the cesspool of love. There's some jazz music and stuff. Photograph, you got to watch the Photograph. I mean, I know that's not old, but if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. It was the last.
Wait, what is that?
Who's in it? Lakeith Stanfield and Issa Rae, and it's just
I didn't see that. Yeah,
a beautiful love story. And I think the reason why I love it is because it doesn't have that toxic aspect that we saw in Poetic Justice. It doesn't have all of that F you N-word, F you MF, you ain't doing that, I got some crack. It was just like positive vibes. And I really needed to see that, like Black love. That's why it didn't do well, because nobody wants to see that. They get off on, they bust off on Black trauma.
Bust off.
Yeah, busting off on the Black trauma.
That's another thing we need to talk about too. And that could be an episode topic.
Oh yeah, are we talking about that tomorrow?
Yes, we are. We are. Okay, perfect. Good. But I think we talk about awakenings and how, you get to a certain point in your life, but I feel like just as a community of people, there has been or I'm just being introduced to it. An awakening of a culture in a sense, because I feel like there are a lot of movies from the 90s, because I think Poetic Justice was like early 90s. Had to be, because Tupac was in it. But a lot of those movies depicted very, very stereotypically Black things. I know it was supposed to be South Central LA. There was fighting breaking out at the drive-in. People talking about payback. They were talking about shooting each other. They were talking about just all kinds of aggressive gang type behavior. And then there was also just the attitudes among the women, fighting over my man and this and that type of stuff. And I feel like either that's younger attitude, maybe something that I don't necessarily find now, because maybe older people aren't participating in that type of, I don't know if it's ego driven, whatever, or maybe as a culture. Ooh, she talking to me, Alexa talking to me. As a culture, as a community, there's been an awakening. So now you're seeing movies like Photograph, like Mo was talking about, wherever she went, with Issa Rae on it. At least that's what I think. I feel like there's more.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's still.
There's still some hood stuff.
Yeah.
That's you're not.
I feel like and then we have this whole podcast scene of these podcasters who are promoting like conflicts between Black men and Black women and all this stuff and making money off of it.
But I feel like there's also another.
What do you bring to the table kind of people?
Oh. Yeah. Right? But on the flip side, I feel like there's a lot of people talking about spirituality now.
Yes,
more acceptable. That's what I mean. Like
we got a little niche. We got a little.
Yes, we talking about vibes. We're talking about getting your life right and
yeah, Lakeith Stanfield. I remember he had he posted something in some fishnets or something in a what do you call those? Like a one piece, like a
leotard kind of thing.
Leotard kind of thing, yeah. And people just went off, like he got bashed, and it's just like, because you can't express that side that's not seen as masculine, and it's just like let the guy be, let the guy express.
Why you gotta bash? I don't understand that.
Like,
if you don't like it, keep scrolling. Listen to something else.
How is it hurting you? And then they always want to bring it back to the kids, which is like what we were talking about with the Supreme Court thing. They always want to bring it back, try to say,
talk about it.
This is gonna be about the kids. And
that
it's
was
just
Blackburn.
There was everybody, Ted Cruz, like everybody was talking about it. I even missed, there was a part where Blackburn was like, can you define woman? I'm like, girl. And then I was like, damn, what's a woman?
I mean, but can you? I mean, there's many definitions. It's such a complex, like being a woman is not just like, let me open Webster's and read it to you.
Exactly.
Like,
and being a lawyer, everything you get, like as a judge, the truth is only confined to what they receive. Like, so they don't have to worry about abstract like whatever they receive is the reality. So whatever.
Well, that's what Ted Cruz was trying to talk about was, how do you know that this person has standing if they're not part of this protected class? And that's why he was like, can I be Asian today? And then tomorrow decide I don't want to be Asian. I was like, you know what? You know how disrespectful that is to people who have died, killed themselves, been through an immense amount of emotional stress and strain because they weren't free to be who they were. Like he's talking about trans people. If I could decide to be a woman, he thinks it's just a decision you make.
Yeah, like Blackburn, biological male, and all this stuff. It was making me sick.
But that's what he was saying. If I woke up and decided, hey, you know what? I feel like an Asian man. Can I be an Asian man today? And
somebody did that recently on TikTok, on YouTube.
That's a question though that a debate I've had with people.
Like ask Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, but they're saying, well, it's only a matter of time before race is, but race is an immutable characteristic. You cannot change your race. And maybe that's just because that's how it is up to now. I mean, due to science, etc., you can change your gender or your sex.
Change your phenotype, I guess. You can change like the way you look and you can appear as a race, and that will in effect change your race, the way you're perceived by others.
I guess. I mean, so does that mean, and I mean this respectfully, and I mean this is a question that was posed to me, and I was like, shut up, you're stupid.
We talked about this before. I don't think we were ever able to.
Can you be transracial?
That's what I always ask. If you feel like, how can you feel a race? Because you're putting on all this stuff, whereas like with a gender or whatever, a sex, their hormones, there are different feelings that you'll have. Like you have all of that stuff inside of you. Whereas race,
scientifically, you mean?
Yeah. Like, isn't that just mental? Like, how can you feel a race? Like you might have
because it's not even an actual. It's made up.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, I like the vibes over here. I want to be. I knew somebody who wanted to be white, but why wouldn't she? Like, she was poor, like living in Georgia, like didn't you like?
Oh Lord, I want to be like. Who says that though? That's really weird.
She was a kid. It was a child, like this is my childhood. But it's just like,
isn't that sad? That's sad.
Basically,
she's talk about how you shouldn't talk about race with kids, but you've got kids who have that awareness to know that it's better to be.
And all she meant was she didn't want to suffer anymore. She didn't want to suffer, and that's
baby.
all she meant. Poor, I don't know if she's alive. To be, I think I looked her up. I had to. She's alive. She's
sad.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we can do a wellness check. Check in on her.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the same because it's like those hormones. Like you can be an androgen and sensitive male where your hormones just aren't processing, or your stuff didn't drop properly. Like they're all kind of different.
You said your stuff didn't drop.
I don't know what the technical term is now. I think it's called.
I know what you mean.
Intersexed or something now. But yeah, you could be born with both.
With the chromosomes.
And like you could be born with different chromosomes.
Oh, okay.
Things like a lot of stuff.
And intersex is both. You represent as both, right? You have That's the new, because I remember the other one's offensive. I won't say it, but
I didn't know it was offensive. I mean, it's like there's no announcement that goes out and says, "Oh, everything is offensive now."
Mm-hmm. I just rewatched something on political correctness. It was on Explained on Netflix, that show. On Netflix.
You're gonna start watching that again.
Yeah, but the one on political correctness, watch that. I think that's interesting. I mean, because there's a pushback about like you can't tell me what I can say and what I can't say, but it's also like it's not about you. Like like terms like going from Negro to colored to Black to African American, and how people were just so, people who were not in that class. I know that Blacks have their own opinions on what they like to be called. Like, I don't like African American, I'm Black. Like, that's,
same.
for me, it feels like, it seems apologetic, like almost like you're trying to make me feel good or something by saying that.
And you're trying to take away my nationality and stuff. And
just weird. Or like, not all Black people
Adrielle
come from Africa.
Yeah, she just posted something like that, talking about how African American doesn't apply to everyone. Some people, it's usually used to refer to people who were descended from slaves. It's like, like people.
Not everybody presents
call themselves African American usually. So, yeah,
it's a whole.
But I mean, sick of people and humans and all of it.
But I will say, bringing it back to KBJ, as I call her, Ketanji.
Yeah, right. Like RBG, like KBJ. Yeah,
KBJ. That moment with Cory Booker, that was a whole moment. That was a whole. I was like, at first, I was like, here he goes again. Like I was really like, can he stop?
At first, I thought he was hamming it up.
Yeah, and then he started tearing up, and then she was going.
Yeah,
because you could hear his voice cracking and stuff, and he was talking about.
It was powerful. Even listening, I didn't have to see. Just listening, I was crying.
Tears, girl.
Bawling.
Tears.
And it was just like, ooh, just thinking about it and just thinking about her demeanor, the way she's carried herself through all of this.
I could not.
And all these assholes. Like, wow, like, you go, girl. And she has kept herself. One of my favorites was when she was like, I have answered that. Do you have any other questions?
I stand by my previous answer. And I also like how I think it was Holly or it was Cotton, one of the two, that was like, do you regret that? She's like, the only thing I regret is that we are here to discuss my qualifications and we're wasting time discussing, a small portion of like, whatever. She was like, that's my regret, is that you are wasting my time, like our time. And I feel like it's embarrassing. Like, it's very obvious what they're doing. Yeah. But it's again, it's like ringing the bell for all the QAnon people and all that, because it's the buzzwords. They love those words. They love talking about children and they love talking about those nasty things that happen. And they kept talking about it, and it was terrible. Like, I don't want to hear all the details, and yet they were just reading it like, oh, I got to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's on the record. Yeah.
But then for her, she's like, I actually had to live that. I had to look at the evidence. Don't tell me about something because you read it. She's like, I lived that. I had to bring it home with me, and I have children. Like, I feel like that's like re-traumatizing somebody.
They don't care. They want to re-traumatize as much as they can. They don't even need Republicans, right? They don't even need them to confirm her. This is just,
and that's what makes them so angry.
Yeah. And they keep asking for a report, yet they didn't present that for Kavanaugh and all these other people, But now that it's their turn, where is this report? Where, it's, that's what I realized. And that's why I don't even try to think about it. It's because it's always whatever they say will not be the same if it benefits someone else. They'll immediately change their position on it as soon as it benefits.
But it is so blatant.
And it's so blatant. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
You're like a bunch of fools and let it happen. It's like, what can we do? I have no idea. But that was a stressor for sure. That Ted Cruz and stuff, that was just annoying.
It's frustrating when, and here's the thing is, I don't know if he just doesn't get it or if he gets it and is playing a role. Because I do feel like there's people who just don't get it. They just hate it from jump. They haven't even tried to grapple with it. It's one thing if you understand, concepts. I mean, he's Hispanic, right? He's
white passing.
Right. But he pulls it. He pulls out the card when it's necessary. He said, "Oh, I'm a Hispanic American," or whatever he called himself during the thing. So, I would think at some point in his life, maybe he's experienced some sort of discrimination. Maybe. I don't know what it's like if you're passing, white passing, and you don't. I don't know.
The way you sent me a thing where he was just acting like a brat at the airport or something.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. But I mean, that's, I don't know. But I think it's like Cory Booker said, no one's going to steal my joy. And then I think it was Senator Padilla from California He was saying that too. He's like, I'm with Corey. And then he said, "Don't worry, my sister, God's got you." And I was like, "Oh,
right."
And how do I know? Because you're here today. I was like, damn.
And how people were stopping him on the street and stuff.
Yes. I mean, this is big. And I don't think that I've fully
I was like, I need to sit for this bar exam, and it got me.
Ooh, but I don't think I fully like taken the moment to be like how big this is. This is huge. And just that picture, the pride of her daughter looking at her like,
right.
Oh,
proud.
And her husband's got, and she said something like, "Yeah, I was at Harvard. I'm not one of them prep school kids like my husband." Like she called him out on stuff. And did you hear that part about this woman who went up to her randomly?
No.
Oh, that's the part that got me. She couldn't speak. Senator Padilla was asking her questions, and he said that when he was in high school, and he's a descendant of his parents were immigrants from.
Did he have a gray suit on?
Yes, and he said my high school. I missed it. Okay. Yeah, in high school he was deterred. His counselors whatever said, "Don't apply to MIT."
Yes,
that. And he went. And I'm just like, how dare you tell Black and brown kids not to do that? How dare you? But for her, she said she was feeling discouraged, the weather, all this stuff. And she was walking through, I think it was her freshman year, walking through Harvard Yard. And another Black woman, middle-aged woman, came up and leaned into her, like they were walking towards each other, whatever, leaned into her and said, "Persevere," and just walked away. And I was like,
"Nut crab." Like Harvard is a vibe. I remember when I
love it there. Yeah, I walked around there and I was like,
yeah, I passed Henry Louis Gates and I was like, "Ooh, Henry Louis Gates." I'm pretending like I don't see him. He was like, "Hello." Like, I was like, I don't know. This was after the beer summit too. But it's just like,
that's beautiful.
And I went to a Balsa event over there, and it was just like people would say, I applied. I didn't leave that decision to mystery.
I never applied.
I never applied. So we don't know if we would have gotten accepted. You never know.
Never. That's really scary and really sad.
Yeah.
And I bet that Ted Cruz was that one asshole in your class, in your cohort. You know what I mean? Like the way that he kept trying to bring up, we were classmates and blah, 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 because they went to school together.
Oh, they the same time?
Yeah. Ketanji Brown. I feel like, they were on law review together.
Oh, wow.
I bet.
Wait, so they talk to each other? Like, they interact?
I don't remember. Here, let me look this up.
What the law review is, because it's just like the way
you have to. You're working together. Ooh.
You okay?
No. Yeah, they were Harvard classmates together. Was it?
Dang, that's even more messed up. And he was talking to her like that. Ooh. Sometimes I wonder if they do all this and then they all go in the back room and laugh. Like, ha. We mess up the people today.
But you know how there was always these annoying ones in school that were like,
oh gosh, in law school,
I bet that was Ted Cruz. That had to be
driven career.
Yeah, and they just had to act like they already had their law degree. Like, look, we're all here in school. We're all here to learn. Like, okay, you haven't passed the bar yet.
I was just trying to survive. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, but some people were acting like, well, my dad was a lawyer and his
father.
Oh,
of course, everybody.
was
a lot of legacies. Yeah, like, even I went to like a fourth tier or third tier school, and people were still.
Yeah.
Still, parents.
Like it was in the bloodline. Yeah.
Because there's such a small amount that even if you're in a third or fourth tier school, there's still their parents are lawyers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the first time I heard that people's parents were paying their rent. I was like, huh? Mm-hmm. I'm up here trying to scrape and survive, and y'all sitting there. Like that's
working 2-3 jobs,
All my life I had to fight. It's just like that stress. That struggle life.
When are they supposed to announce? Soon, right? I mean, it's not like going to take forever. They done did this. They're supposed to. I guess they're going to do private conferring now and talking and stuff. You know who I appreciated? Ben Sass.
Who was that?
I think he's from. Where is he from? He's
Republican.
Very respectful. He was very respectful. Very
There was one nice one, semi-nice.
We don't agree, but and he was just very like, I appreciate this, and he would ask questions in a very respectful manner. I was like, oh, I like you. I mean, maybe I don't,
Yamanika does lives on Wednesdays, and she did a live, and one of them was about all of this, and she had a whole like series of scenes. I forgot the montage, and like one of that guy that smug, I think it was Kennedy or something from Louisiana or Florida or something.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you're very articulate and all, and I'm just like,
and you ain't.
And you ain't, motherfucker. Like Ed Colin Powell, he was, like, it's just like any kind of Black person in power. You gotta go through this and prove it. And it's just like, I don't want to be a part of your scene. Kill me. I don't give a.
Like, did you say Kavanaugh? Oh, Amy Coney Barrett, you're very articulate. I don't think that word ever. That was never like a compliment given. You're very articulate. I'm a judge. You think I got here talking out my ass? Like,
exactly.
He's from Nebraska, by the way, Ben Sass. He was just very respectful. I can appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have him up.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
I saw something. Was it? I don't know if it was in our text exchange or something, but it was Trevor Noah. Was it Trevor Noah? Somebody that was like, "Oh, Ted Cruz looks like he's checking his mentions on Twitter." After he wasn't paying attention to.
Oh, they all left. I heard. I was listening.
Yeah, he was sitting there and he was sitting with his head down, and then somebody responded on Twitter and was like, "I got the other angle, the camera angle from behind," and he was on Twitter and he searched Ted Cruz, like he was searching after he went off with the I want to put this letter in or whatever. So that's all this is like.
Hey, Anti-Racist Baby, I think is number one seller.
Number one on Amazon.
So I knew that was going to happen. I was like, thank you.
Good. I haven't read that. The women in my diversity group, they all, that's one of the books on the list or whatever, to read or whatever. But are you doing? Catch them before they roll all the way out. I mean, they're trying to be they're trying to promote here an anti-racist education agenda, whatever. That's their thing. And my thing is like, call it what you want. Just don't be an asshole. That's all. Just be nice. You don't have to go like bend backwards.
You know how to treat a goddamn person. God damn.
Just treat everybody the same.
Kindness.
That's it. And it doesn't have to be, because my fear is it's going to go too far to the other, where we're not individuals.
Fake.
You're not treating everybody as an individual. You're saying, oh, you're Black. I got to treat you extra nice to show you I am anti-racist. Like, no, just be normal. Just be normal. So.
It is funny because I'll see people and they're so awkward. And I'm like, are you awkward just normally? Or are you just awkward around Black people? Like, what is your problem?
And then what? Then they're like, it makes them even more awkward, or what?
I gotta, give them mammy vibes, I guess, and make them feel safe. I'm just kidding.
Mm-mm.
Gosh, the Poetic Justice.
Yes. And Maya Angelou.
Yes, I didn't even know she was in there. They had the mom.
Me neither. I forgot.
Everybody was.
Everybody. The Tupac's mama was the grandma on Blackish.
Yeah.
I'm like, how much time has passed? And then I don't know what.
That's Auntie Queen. She's the Auntie
There's
Queen.
one woman. Who is the woman? She was sitting on the couch talking trash about some girl in the salon. Like, I know she better stay away from my man, whatever. But she's like older now. It was at the end of the movie. And I'm trying to think of what she's from.
I'd have to
but there were a whole lot of people in there.
Everybody was in the
Regina King is just yes.
She's the GOAT. Like I remember her from 227.
Yes.
I used to love her on
with Jackie and Miss Pearl.
And she
227.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I miss those shows.
No Place Like Home.
227. Oh, Miss Pearl was always up in her window. Yeah, but you ain't hear that from me. But she would say stuff, wouldn't she? She's always gossiping. She's like, but you ain't heard that from me. And then she would just be like,
I remember the wedding, the guy in the Rose and them. Here and now. Oh, that was
Luther, don't do it. Don't do
oh
it.
yeah, we were together when Luther Vandross
Yes.
died.
Oh, and Diane.
Diane. Hi,
That was
Diane.
a sad day.
Yeah,
That was sad.
that was sad. These were like uncles and stuff dying. Mm.
Those some the music, and then
yeah.
In the movie though, at the end, Janet's song again. I haven't listened to Janet in a long time.
Did you see her documentary?
I was like, oh,
She has a Lifetime or something. I don't remember which platform it's on.
Janet documentary.
Yeah, watch her documentary, and it shows like a lot of footage. Like Renee, that ex-husband, she had one of her ex-husbands. He would video record everything. Like even he recorded the proposal. Like he was Instagram and stuff before it existed. It was almost scary the way he was video recording everything. But it was just interesting to see her story, and then that's why I say she's such a great actress, because she's just so soft spoken, and to see her in this character is like Penny. Like you can tell she's a powerful person. She wouldn't get to where she is without being it. But I don't know if that's her public demeanor. I've never met her before, but she has this power about her, the way she carries herself in these characters too, like this confidence and everything. And then when she gets on stage, obviously she has it. But then to see her, like, it's like, who is this?
They all speak like that though.
Maybe were they trained like that? When I watch the documentaries again,
or is it like a like?
Is it a Midwest thing?
Well, also because their father was so abusive and stuff. Like, I wonder if they were all just
chakra,
you know, like, yeah,
they want to turn it off for performance purposes. So it's interesting.
Because or you got whooped if you didn't turn it off and start performing and dancing. You know, like I feel like that's all. That could all be some trauma. Yeah.
My friend, we were talking about this.
That's sad.
I don't know the scientific aspect of it. I didn't look it up or anything. But my friend we were talking about this, how certain dogs are conditioned for certain things. So some dogs are like
historically?
Yeah. So they're conditioned to like protect you and like to bite the heels of lambs.
Like herding dogs.
And stuff.
That's why they say not to have herding dogs if you have children, because they're always going to try. And get them, you know, and they'll nip at their heels, and try to get them together.
And it's like, nobody told them to do that. That's ingrained. And so how can we say that a dog is ingrained?
That's their ancestors.
That's their generational curse.
but you know, was it our conversation or did I see something? But it was like maybe it was a TikTok. I don't know, whatever. I haven't watched that in a long time, but like the ancestors, they talked about being, making a mouse or something hate the taste of sugar or something, and then later down the road, you know, after mating them together, the mice over here didn't want anything to do with sugar.
That's good.
But it wasn't an allergy. Like they treated it as if maybe they formed an allergy to it or something. But it's a little
allergies or generational curses,
or it's just a little piece of genetic training, like how people in a certain trade, their kids became part, maybe because over time.
I mean, it is a code. It's copied.
Yeah, something
copied and passed along. I mean, we still don't understand it. We say we do, but you know, who knows? We don't know. We just accept what people say is real until we don't. That's pretty much all it is.
But I mean, if that's the case, I mean, we are animals. I mean, if dogs are that way, right? Why wouldn't it be that people?
They don't want to say it because then they use it to discriminate against people and say, oh, Black people are violent or something, like, you know, which is not even true. I don't even, I mean, obviously it happens, but like on the comparison, like, I don't think it matches up. But yeah, different things like that. I think they don't want to say stuff like that because they don't want people to get discriminated against. But it's like, there are generational curses. We can't deny it. We need to accept it and deal with it. We need to start working on it. And I think that's the problem. Like we talked about the themes in Poetic Justice. We had drug abuse. We had this this domestic violence, this combative nature between Black men and Black women. This, what else?
Grandparents having to raise babies.
Yeah, grandparents raising kids.
Like Justice was raised by her grandmother, and Tupac
and her mom killed, self-deleted. And it's just like trauma, you know, it's like we're always expected to have so much trauma and carry it well. You know, it's just an expectation that you're going to have a ton of trauma. And then also on top of that, it wasn't just her trauma, but then it was like she was dealing with this little kid. I mean, she said she didn't even want to be with anybody with kids, and then look, met.
But I feel like stuff like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's probably what happens. I don't want anybody younger than my brother. I will never. What happens? You know what I mean? Like the one thing you're like, nah, never. Boom. That's what you're going to get. That's how it's, I don't know.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
But it's making me think of all this talk of like generational trauma and kind of the encoding in the DNA. It's making me think of that one clip that our friend sent in the group chat of that woman talking about like white tears and fragility and how are you, Fred? Like, shouldn't I be after hundreds and hundreds of years of y'all? Can I be fragile for a minute? Can I? But no, I
can't. Come on.
Or just the tears. And then she said, it's not fragility, it's manipulation. Like you can turn them tears on however you want to get whatever outcome you want. But nobody cares when we cry.
Bad
point. Ooh, did you watch it? I didn't watch it. I told you about it, but I didn't watch it. You did? Was she crying? Of course she was crying.
Shit, math wasn't mathing. She free. She free,
Same with what's her face?
Everybody sees
Anna Delvey.
Anna Delvey. The Theranos girl. She didn't have a baby, I thought.
Who, Anna Delvey? Or Bad Vegan?
I forgot her name, the Theranos.
Girl. Anna Delvey. I was even thinking about that, and I was like, how is that possible?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes.
She was one from the Theranos scandal. Where they had those fake blood tests and everything. They said they're going to do all this stuff. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, dang. You got some catching up to do.
Theranos? What is that?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Corporation, Elizabeth, American entrepreneur.
She has some good.
I already don't like her. I can't do it.
It's like she's almost mimicking.
With the blowout and the,
right?
I can't do it.
She's almost mimicking.
Extra pale. I can't do it.
Right?
Oh no. Do you ever see a person and you're just like, no, thank you? It's about you. I don't like it.
Is it the ancestors?
Saying stay away from that one. She dangerous.
Dangerous.
So what are we watching next?
I want to watch Jason's Lyric. We got to get off the romantic. Well, so romantic, but I feel like it's going to be.
But like that's like all the movies.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be similar in some of the themes. I'm glad. I'm just going to keep texting you like I did because it helps me.
Yeah.
And then it's like I have notes, and then we can compare themes and stuff.
And it's interesting to see what you see in it, or how it hits you based on what you can, relate to.
Yeah.
And then same with me. Yeah, that's interesting. It's like a book club for movies.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we'll have to.
I don't know. I have one movie that played a big role in my early 20s, and it's The Best Man. I don't know why.
Everybody loves The Best Man.
I used to watch it every single night.
Wait, huh? The movie?
Yeah. With my then boyfriend. For some reason, we were just like obsessed. But just like there was a lot about it that was fascinating to me. And maybe it's just because it had an all-star cast.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you want to watch that next? The Best Man? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I tried to rewatch it and I don't.
Like Candy. Yeah, the music.
Yeah. And then they said that family reunion, that song, they play that in every Black movie.
Yes. Would you ever do that?
What?
Just popping up at a family. I feel like that's definitely
one.
A Black thing. I don't know that. I mean, I'm sure all kind of people have family reunions, right? But I feel like that's like culturally, that's like a bit like
whoa.
Families have. Yeah, but like I don't know that I see a lot of like white families having family reunions like that, like on that scale.
I think they do, but I don't know. I'm not involved, so
yeah, you're like I'm not. I wouldn't know.
Does your husband's family have family reunions?
No. Or how often would you have them? It's over time.
somebody has to plant it. So it's like it usually dies out if no one wants to plant it.
Can't even have a class reunion, much less a family, you know? Yeah, that's hard to do.
Thing. You got to have that one person who plants it and then they die or something and nobody plants it or they give up, you know?
Dang.
But I went to one and it was interesting. I'll never forget. And it was like, I never even heard, I think it was called Ville Platte or something like that in Louisiana. And I had never heard of that town. And then the next time, the only other time I heard of that town was like on Jerry Springer with some KKK people on it. So
and that's where it was at?
Yeah, but I don't remember any of those people. Like, I was just like, oh, cool. You know me, I was just like, oh, God, I gotta be here. Gotta be here with these people.
That always freaks me out. That always freaks me out when you find out like some weird like white supremacist history to like a place or like just weird stuff like we're looking to move and I was looking up stuff about Vancouver, Washington and it showed up all this Proud Boys stuff and I was like, wow, dang, really? Okay, good to know. Good to know that, you know, if there's enough to be a march up there and like people to congregate in that area. I mean, when we drove around, I saw a lot of big Make America Great Trump homemade built like this kind of wood and then painted with the actual like logo, like billboard style. Like people were putting up full on billboards in front of their houses.
I remember being a kid and just, you know, we traveled a lot between Texas and Georgia and like just driving through Mississippi and Alabama and stuff. And just even Texas, Louisiana, everything. Scary. It was scary. And it's like, I would always be scared. I was like, oh, we're going to get lynched. We're going to get lynched. Like, and my dad. And
this is in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. To have that thought.
My dad said that he went somewhere in the 80s and it still had colored only. And I'm like, what? How is that legal?
Or you told a story in one of our episodes about your mother. You and her were on a bus and the bus driver was acting real
Birmingham.
You know, like.
Because my mom, and I was kind of like, it's kind of like, haha, you should have listened to me. But then also I was pissed. Because
like, how do you talk to her like that?
Yeah, don't talk to her like that. I told you.
Haha, you should have listened to me. You were that kid.
Oh, yeah, I was an asshole, for sure.
Well, when I first moved, because I grew up till I was about 8 or 9 in LA. And then we moved out to Fontana, which is near San Bernardino, California, and moved there. Our neighbors were an interracial couple. She was white, he was black, he was LAPD. And they kind of warned us because it was like an older white, whatever, kind of warned us, you know, like some stuff can be a little around here. Somebody had spray painted the N-word on my dad. This is so sad now that I think about it. The first home my parents bought, right? They bought a home. Very proud, very modest home. I think you've been to my parents' house before they left. I think you.
Oh, they got another house? I didn't know.
No, I mean, they moved in with us. But that house.
Oh, I thought they sold
I grew up in.
I didn't know.
No.
Okay. Oh,
they sold it. But,
yeah, I was there. And we were watching a funny cartoon. What was it? Like that weird cartoon? Gabba Hay or something like that. Oh,
Gabba something. Yeah. Anyways, so my dad put up a white picket and the American Dream, white picket fence. Somebody spray painted the N-word on the white picket fence, right? So that just like lets you know what that's about.
It could have been a black person. Did they find out?
I don't know. But down the street, there were several houses that had big crosses erected on top of their houses that they would light every night. It was red. They had red Christmas lights. So it looked like burning crosses all over. And we come to find that the history of Fontana is it was a capital, a meeting point for the Klan. And so there was a lot of history with that.
I think they're well known. They got a bad, IE has a bad reputation. I didn't even know. I found that out on the OC.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the sub.
Well, yeah, the IE's not, it's hard.
Yeah.
IE's not, San Bernardino used to be like a top murder.
Until everybody had gotten pushed out of LA. Like, oh.
Yeah.
East LA.
The Eastest. Stupid. No, yeah, the IE is not, it's not, people in Orange County, I'm sure, have much to say about the IE.
Yeah, I gotta watch the OC. I'll have to add that to the list. I never watched.
Oh, I think I would be so annoyed. I never watched the OC either.
Yeah, same. Trying to make the guy was some delinquent from the IE or something like that, and then It's like, come on.
The IE is full of dudes like the ex Boba. That's what the IE is.
Dead.
Much of that.
Sorry. Denomination. What? I'm just kidding.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch the OC. I didn't watch
I watched
what was the MTV thing?
yeah,
I watched that.
I watched
that
The Hills.
No.
The
The Hills was a spin-off, wasn't it? Of whatever that. What was the MTV thing?
I don't remember.
The one that started it. It was like a high school.
Laguna Hills.
Yeah,
Laguna
I watched
Hills.
that. Laguna, whatever.
I didn't catch that in time.
Steven and
Yeah. I used
Kristen
to
Cavallari.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
And Lowe or whatever her name was.
I used to watch The Hills. Yeah.
I feel like I was too old to be watching them anyways.
Same. I don't know why. I was just intrigued.
I watched The Hills for a little bit.
And it'd be like, oh yeah, I used to live in that area. Yeah. You know, it's more reminiscent. Same reason why I watched Vanderpump. It's just like, oh yeah, that used to be my street. Or
does it feel weird though? Because it's like, why does it look so much better on the show where they're at? Where I've been down there, and it wasn't all.
I actually went to one of those, a couple of those places, and I'm like, oh, the Abbey. They be try to make the Abbey look good. I'm like, I don't know if you're supposed to be like, but
the Abbey. Why am I not? That's drawing a blank.
We went. That's where our picture is in the black shirt. We went to Abbey first, and then I think it was called the Langston or something next door. We went after.
In WeHo?
Yeah.
Yes. It was ladies' night too. We thought we were doing something.
We was finna catch.
It's ladies' night.
Nothing.
And the let's charcuterie tray. We got food.
Probably left us out the back of the crack. You know how we do.
And then got hit, probably rear-ended. We like to do that.
Let's go. Okay, drive through. Memories.
I was talking to Sean about that the other day, and I'm like, I'm surprised that Mo and I walked away from that with not a single broken anything.
Broken.
I feel like, I broke my whole. I was a mess. I'm still a mess in cars. Like if I'm not the one driving, but just for that to have happened, and like my whole arm was black, like purple and black. Like I didn't break.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Like how I get hit like that? It's still. I mean, you could have made it, but why I had to make it? That was on the anniversary of like a death day and everything. It was bad. Like the timing was just bad. And I remember you were like, I gotta get my shoes. Your blue suede shoes.
Yeah, my wedding shoes. Because we were going to, I think we were going down to downtown LA to go do some stuff or do wedding things or Moscatels or somewhere. I don't remember, but
I don't know where we were going because we were going. I would think we were going west, so I'm confused.
We were going south on the 405.
South, okay.
Mm-hmm. We were we just got on the freeway too. Dang. I wonder where she is. She probably in the ground already.
Look her up.
Mm-mm. I don't even know what she looks like. Her face is so banked up.
She looked like she reminded me of that what's that family? They have the basketball and the wines and stuff in Oakland. You know what I'm talking about. They're Armenian or something. I don't know what they are. They're a well-known family. Let me see, basketball wine family. Vermouth or something like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Muth, it's something Uth.
I mean, there's all kind of. This is a very common name, apparently.
Oh, check the death index. That's free. Who did? Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't even talk about our episode. Nobody listened to it anyway. But
did you have anything you wanted to say about it? I mean, I don't even know what.
No, because I would talk to the person who was on it.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't really have anything to say.
Yeah. Now that I've listened to it, I have a lot of questions still, like follow-up questions.
Yeah. Same. Like
same. Yes.
I'm like, I have nothing to say about it unless I'm talking directly to that person because I got questions. Yeah, I got questions.
Ooh, we may have to do a follow-up. Follow-up episode.
Yeah.
See where she's at, how she's doing.
We should. I think we said we would follow up. So maybe in a month or so we can follow up and see
Or
how
maybe have her on here,
Mhm.
in a minute. See how it's going.
Yeah.
Things finalize and see where she's at.
Growing.
Lord. I know. I was like, dang, those eyelashes are on point.
Beautiful,
She
beautiful.
looked good. And then I was just like, huh? We were wiping the sleep out our eyes.
C'est la vie.
So we're gonna watch The Best Man.
Yes.
We'll be back on Thursday, or maybe we could Zoom and just record it and put it up as a video.
Yeah, let's do that.
That way we could just, instead of lives, we'll just have videos we can do that as a segment.
Yeah. We can do
We
that.
have a lot going on tomorrow.
We have two things. We have two things going on, and then with some business stuff. So
business.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Okay, boo.
Okay. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm tired.
I guess I'll look for some jobs. Sis got to make a living. Since I'm waking up every day, I might as well
set up that OnlyFans.
Right? For what? What would it be?
Footwork. People like that kind of stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to put any identifying information, just your feet.
I don't think you're going to see that. You're like, whoa.
Someone might be here for it.
Yeah.
For it.
All right.
You should do that, girl. Now that I think about it, ain't nobody had to see my face
or know it's me. Those pretty feet. Yo, pretty feet. You got some white polish. You got some white polish on them pretty feet.
Quit looking at my toes. That's nasty. Ugh. I don't have pretty feet. I got big feet.
Yes, I remember I wore your boots.
And then did what in my boots? Okay. Nasty boots.
They are definitely some kinky boots. Definitely kinky boots. LA story.
Oh, Lord.
Remember, I love LA. We gotta do an LA reunion. I mean, it'll just be us in LA, but one day after everything's settled.
That stuff has changed so much.
I don't know. I was there in 2018, 2017,
I wasn't.
2018, maybe even 20. I don't remember, but it was frighteningly the same. I'm like,
I think downtown changed a lot to me.
Yes,
they really
like
done a lot to
it's still bad,
revamp some stuff, like all the lofts and and I know this isn't as new because I mean it was there when I got made, like 2012, whatever it was already, they had the Staples Center and they had
I remember I've been to a few blocks down there. Yeah.
But they're really revived. I mean, there's a Trader Joe's down there. Like, how you got a Trader Joe's in the middle of downtown LA? That's really
one of the
weird.
best Japanese, like Little Tokyo, one of the best vegan Japanese restaurants is down there.
There's a bomb ramen spot down in Little Tokyo.
Breweries. But it's still
I went to a spa down there and it was really uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Okay, just real quick. Do you ever have like memories that you're like, was that real? Did that really happen?
And you don't have anyone to check to make sure if it was real. Yes.
Like I went with a friend. At least I think I went with my friend. But why would I be going by myself? But I think I don't know, but it was weird. It was like a weird, I don't know if it was in Little Tokyo, but it was like either a Korean type spa. And this sounds really bad. Or it was like, maybe it was in Little Tokyo. But I remember what I was wearing and I remember feeling uncomfortable, unsafe. And that's all I remember. And yeah, it's one of those kind of experiences. Like, did something happen that I'm not remembering from this place?
After you drank that tea, maybe something, you never know.
Right? Like, I don't know. Like, I remember not having any clothes on though, and having this robe and feeling like I don't know.
Yeah. Like unless you went to the hospital, you don't know.
Like the place was sterile or I don't know. It just felt crazy. Oh, what?
Jimmy's eating. This is bad.
Okay. Well, you got to go. All right.
All right. Love you, boo.
See you tomorrow.
See you. Bye.